Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, all the things. Oh my goodness. We have so much to chat about, so much going on. We are definitely going to chat Suddenly Amish. Is that what they're calling it? The latest episode of The Traitors and last night's episode of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. And so much more. But first, I do want to chat the weather. I've been chatting with so many chumpettes. We're all checking in with each other. Most everyone. Matter of fact, I haven't heard of anyone that said the weather was worse than it was anticipated. A lot are saying their weather was better than anticipated. So that is great news. Veronica said the sun is shining in Fort Worth, which is great. Fort Worth is about 4.5 hours north of where I'm at, and it is beautiful and sunshine in here. So I hope it is for everyone else. If you are snowed in, iced in, I just had to run a quick errand. All of our streets are completely dry. It hasn't rained. Friday night, maybe it rained. I mean, I don't know. I've been stuck inside. I've literally been holed up inside. It's been wonderful. Kylo says it's cold in Michigan. I will bet it's cold in Michigan. I mean, right now, trust me, this is cold weather for us. It's 37 and it feels like 24. No, it feels like 30. I'm sorry. It feels like 30 degrees. Extreme cold warning until 12 p.m. tomorrow. But our school is back on. The school sent a text or called and said that they were back on tomorrow. So, they canceled on Friday. They have to do that to be safe. But we're south of Houston. So we are even warmer than other places, right? I mean, North Texas really got it bad. My daughter sent some beautiful video of it snowing outside of her apartment. So, Cecile says you're in Central California. You're having the worst fog in 10 years. You know what? Pearland has had really thick fog the last few months, maybe. Like noticeably so. It's kind of crazy. I was chatting with Bridget this morning about Andy Cohen. Bridget says the weather was worse than anticipated. It's always a bust, and this was definitely not. Oh, okay, good to know. Well, not good to know that it was worse, but I'm glad that you're safe and at home. Feels like 2 degrees in Michigan. Like I can't even imagine. Maria wins. It's 65 degrees in Pasadena, California. Get down, Dina. You know, we have a Pasadena, Texas. We call it Get down, Dina or Stinkadena. Yeah, just saying. And I grew up like 15 minutes from there, so I can say Stinkadena. Anyways, okay, let's chat. I'm so glad you're doing well. Keep checking in. I know a lot of y'all join later, but let us know how you're doing. And as always, if you want to join and come on, I'm going to share the link real quick in the comments. But if you want to come on and with a question or comment, then you certainly can. Oh, wait, is NE Nebraska? It has to be, right? Laura said feels like 4 degrees in Nebraska. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, Andy Cohen live this morning. I wasn't even sure he was going to be on because of the bad weather in New York. Not just him, but like his producer lives in New Jersey. She's got young kids. I just wasn't sure that they were going to make them do the show or not. But I don't even know. Did Bridget, do you know? We were chatting about this. Did Jordan and Scott go into SiriusXM? I sort of assumed they did to kind of run the boards. But Andy Cohen had John come over to his apartment, and it was just a shit show from the beginning. They had technical issues. John wasn't able to hear anyone or talk. He had to go into Andy's bedroom and sit on the floor and do his work to be on the air. And then Ben comes in and gets involved. I made a video about it, but it was even worse than the video I made. I mean, you could just tell. Andy, I assumed his nanny wasn't there. I'm like, what? Now, you know he's cheap, okay? But I'm just like, I thought maybe it wasn't safe for her to get there. Maybe she lives far away. Maybe she was stranded, what have you. I don't know. But like 55 minutes into the show, he's like, what was her name? Oh shoot, what was her name? Not Veronica. I'm thinking of you, Veronica. Whatever her name was, whatever her name was. He calls her name. And he's like, hey, can you come and get Ben? I'm like, Like, what is your literal job? Like, you are working. Like, you're not just taking a nap, which I would tell my nanny to take my kids also if I were there taking a nap. Francesca, thank you so much. Um, but yeah, 55 minutes into it, but like he was standing, we couldn't see because we don't have any video, but he's standing on John's back as John is like reading the news. If y'all listen to Andy Cohen live, their news is usually raunchy, and so was today's. And even at some point, John Hill, who doesn't even have kids, doesn't give a shit about people that have kids, was like, should I keep going? Because and you even hear very subtly, you hear Andy mumble something like, oh, yeah, he won't understand. I'm like, he's almost 7. He's a very bright kid. Like, he's totally going to understand. Hey, Bethany, Diamond Cutter, I'm trying. Betty. I literally thought of Bethany whenever I saw your name. I have no idea why, because diamonds, I guess, and Bethany Frankel. Anyways, it was interesting. I mean, you could just tell he's probably going to look for a new nanny because I was like, why wouldn't you be texting your nanny? Be like, come get Ben. Like, do you even know where 50% of the kids are that you're supposed to be watching while I'm working? Anyways, oh my gosh, everyone is so cold. Yes, Betty's like, I answer to anything. Me too. I mean, my name is Sarah. I'm like, call me, well, call me almost anything. Okay, he did spill some other news though. If y'all know what Whisper Wednesday is, they're going to bring that back on Wednesday, the February 11th. That's where they want everyone to call in with their secrets. So I was listening when the very first person, it was this guy that was at work, and he called in and he was whispering because he was at work. Like, he didn't have anything bad to say. They thought it was so funny. They did the whole rest of the show whispering. And then last year around Valentine's, they did a whole hour of whispering. Now, I don't like it at all anyways, because I think Andy lowers and raises his voice too much anyways. And a lot of times when he lowers his voice, I can't even hear what he's saying. Thank you, Patrice, for giving me a super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you. Mwah. And so they're going to do that again, but they want everyone to call in with their secrets. So if you have some sort of secret that you want to get off your chest, wait till February 11th and do it. He also let us know that Alex McCord from Real Housewives of New York, yeah, the one that now lives in Australia, Australia, not New Zealand, with her husband and I say boys. I bet those darn kids are in college by now. I mean, they weren't babies. I feel like they were 7 or 8-ish, 10-ish at the time. And now she's like a therapist or something. Anyways, she is going to be on Ultimate Girls Trip. So I don't think her name was on that list of 62. I'd have to go back and find it and look. That tells me there could be other people that are on. So that made me rethink the video with Teresa, Kelly Dodd. Who else was it? God, the other lady from New Jersey that now lives in OC. And the other one, who else? Anyways, it makes me wonder who all is going to be all involved in this Ultimate Girls Trip and making appearances. But she's going to be on Andy Cohen Live on Thursday. So we'll get, I don't know. Is she the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs one? I mean, there's so many. You know what I mean? Bridget says one of Alex's boys is out of girl, that makes me feel so freaking old. Out of college. Like, he's a grown ass human being. That's crazy. I would have to think this is the beginning of 2026. When was she on? I mean, it was so long ago. I guess, when you don't see the kids, they do grow up. It's so crazy. Yeah, Kelly Ben Simone was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, Alex was never cuckoo. She held her own. She's the one that came down in the big, thick Louis Vuitton boots, and it was like clonking. It was on wooden stairs or whatever. And Countess Luann said, "Oh, they're Louis Vuitton," and she goes, "Well, even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes." I mean, I love that. Oh, they definitely were. I mean, but that's good TV. Cecile says, I don't know why, but for me, Alex and Simon were just a little cringe. I mean, Alex is probably the first. Let me think. It's so long ago. Really, on the OC, the original OC, the husbands were not really involved. Even Vicky was married to Dawn at the time. He wasn't heavily seen. uh, Alex's husband was probably the first that was really shown a lot on a Housewives. So that's probably thought he was cringe also because they didn't really show the husbands. They didn't really talk. I mean, it was a Housewives show. Now, like the new cast of New Jersey, good Lord, those men came on looking for their, 10, 15 seconds of fame. Like they're literally so gross. Um, but somebody called in. So I have not heard this. Usually y'all will DM me or let me know about some things that Jeff Lewis says that strike y'all a certain way. But they bring it up because somebody emailed something about when Kelly Dodd and Rick were on a week or two ago that Jeff was joking that he was going to hire ICE to be his security at Jeff Lewis's Chump Con that's coming up soon. They wanted Andy Cohen's opinion on it. And you could just see him like squirming. He was like, he gets asked a lot because he's on Andy Cohen, because he's on Radio Andy. They want to make him responsible for what Jeff Lewis says. And Andy's like, look, he's his own person. He like, that sounds like something Jeff Lewis would say. Like, what do you want me to respond to that? But then they go into it and they started talking about the politics and the terrible things that have been ongoing, the really continuing terrible things that happened on Saturday in Minneapolis. Won't get into all those details because y'all know what's going on, but it's just awful. He gets into all those details more. And then you hear John say something, and John goes on Jeff Lewis Live. Okay. I mean, he's not an inner circle chump, especially now that he lives in New York, but he's definitely somewhat of a regular, especially whenever he goes back to LA or when John, sometimes when Jeff comes to New York, John would be on. But he basically said that's not something to joke about. And I think it's kind of gross or something like that. He definitely kind of said something that made me feel like maybe he wouldn't come on the show. Because I feel like not everyone is going to take a stance. I feel like of all people, John Hill would take a stance for sure. Hey, Anne-Marie, how are you? Oh, Aviva. Oh, Aviva. What is she up to? Oh my goodness. So many old OG New York people. I wonder if she'll be on this Ultimate Girls Trip thing. And I do not like the new name of it. Ultimate Girls Trip, Roaring 20s or 20th anniversary, whatever they're calling it. I'm like, I don't like that at all. Anyways, okay, Lisa freaking Rinna. Lisa mother effing Rinna, as she loves to call herself. So she has blocked me on Instagram for years. Don't know why, whatever, never even followed her. She hasn't blocked me on TikTok yet, though. So I think she must. I heard something about that she had made a post asking people to not bully. And then we saw, why is my battery? Hold on real quick. Hold on, I got to plug in my computer. My husband. Oh, wait. Hold on. Why is my battery running low? You should plug in your device. Give me a second. Otherwise, my thing is going to do. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Y'all are getting a real good close-up of me. It is plugged in. What the hell? Why are you saying to plug it in when it is plugged in right there? Oh, my God. Mother fudge. Okay. I don't know why. It's saying, geez Louise, it's saying I need to plug in my laptop, but it is plugged in. So if my laptop dies, we're going to die. Good Lord. But I'm staring at it. You're plugged in. What the hell? Everything's plugged in and it's not saying it's charging. Oh my God. But I'm not, but it's gonna, it's red. So it means my battery's gonna go low. My battery's gonna go out. What the hell? Okay, now it's, okay. I guess the connection wasn't good. Anyway, sorry. That's what happens when you self-produce your own podcast, right? Okay, all good. Anyways, what were we talking about? The Traitors. Okay, Lisa Rinna. So I went to her TikTok just to see that video and I couldn't find it. And then I saw where she's basically in her car and she's just so mad. She's just mad. I watched the latest episode of Traitors last night, which we'll talk about in just a minute. She's just mad that she's seen as a housewife. And I'm like, she's like, I've been an actor for 37 years. Like, I was only a housewife for 8 years. I'm like, girl, like I was an All My Children girl. I wasn't watching you on Days of Our Lives. I guess I knew of you on Days of Our Lives, but anyone in this world, if we're talking about you, we're talking about you because you were a housewife, and it's not a bad thing. Like, seriously, like, I don't know why. I mean, using the F bomb, just gross. You know what I mean? I'm just like, just mad at people for, you know what I mean? Jet says Lisa Rinna blocked me and my cat's account on Instagram for no apparent reason. Yeah, it's funny. The way I find out that I'm blocked is not because I follow these people. You know, it's not like I was like, oh, I'm not seeing her stories. I don't even follow them. I would go to tag her in something. Well, I'm not going to tag anyone if it's something bad. It's usually if I'm saying like, oh, Lisa Rinna, da da da, I don't even know. And then it'll go and I won't be able to tag them. And then I'm like, oh, why don't I see their account? Did they delete their account? And then I'm like, oh no, she's blocked me. So, yeah, she's saying that she and Colton are great now. They talked about it. He was a great adversary for her on the show. She came on the show, which I get. She's like, I didn't go on the show to be friends. I went on the show to win, and I was there to win. So I sort of love that. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Was she booed? Why do I feel like it was Tamra? By the way, Jax Taylor blocked me a long time ago, but I think he's unblocked me because I can see his stuff now. What was I going to say? I feel like who was booed at BravoCon? Was it Lisa freaking Rinna? Yeah, I think it was. I know Anne Marie's like, Jax Taylor blocked me and I never even commented on his stuff. I know. It's so weird. To me, it takes a lot to block someone because I only blocked early on and it really took if people were just vile about me, stuff, then I would block them because I'm like, I'm not giving you the privilege. Like, go create a fake account to look at my shit. Like, and they probably did because they're losers. Anywho. Okay, let's chat. Suddenly Amish. Have you started this? It's only 2 episodes out so far on TLC. The first episode was so peaceful. It's like 6 Americans, all different ages, genders, sexualities, been married, has kids, never married, all the stuff that want to become Amish. They want to have like a more peaceful, calm, religious focused life. The reason the Amish church and this bishop in where is it, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, is willing to do it is because he said they're losing their young people and nobody can procreate because they're all cousins and related, and that brings on mental and physical issues when they do that. So he's like, we need to bring in some new bloodlines and a new pool of people. But either they didn't have enough say or TLC didn't understand the assignment, because right away in the second episode, we start learning there's people that aren't going to fit the mold. One guy comes out as bisexual, which I think often ends up means he's gay. He's just coming out as bisexual at this point. That means he's got very little chance that he's going to be procreating with anyone, right? Because he's got to marry them. This other lady that's been dressing as an Amish woman for 10 years, she's 46 years old. Okay, her eggs are, I mean, like, who's going to marry her? The Amish tend to marry even younger than the English, right? So at 46, her eggs are not doing so well. They're sort of scrambled. So if the whole point is to get more people, why would they even allow someone that's 46 years? Yeah, they're cooked. Why would they even allow someone that's 46 years old? Then they allow a man in that is divorced and he has 2 kids. So my thoughts are, what are you going to do with your 2 kids? Like, are you just leaving them? Like, what are we doing here? Are you bringing them into the church? What's going on? So then on day 2, one of the guys finds out, which he's more strict. So there's a guy named Steven and his cousin are like hosting 3 of the people. and then another married couple are hosting 3 of the other people at their house, right? The bishop, apparently there's different levels, which I guess makes sense. There's different levels of, what's the word? Not serious, but different levels of the Amish churches that allow things. And they're saying that this bishop of this church is a little more lenient in some things, right? But this one girl, the guy, Stephen finds out that this guy is divorced. Like the divorce is through. The ex-wife is already remarried, has another family. He literally kicks him off, like with an axe behind him. He kicks him off the property. He's like, I'll never see you again. You cannot remarry unless you're a widow in the Amish community. Like they've got all these set rules and they don't break them for anything. So he's already kicked off. So they're already down to 5. So that's already one guy that's not even going to be off. It's pretty good. Somebody did tell me that they thought it got real scripted. I've only watched 2 episodes because that's all that's on that was on my recording. I'm not even sure what night it's on, but it's on TLC. Jet says if y'all know about the Amish, let me know. Like, I think they're in every state, but I don't know anything about them. I think there's even an Amish community somewhat near me. I don't know anything about it. I've never seen them. I've never seen a buggy. Jet says the Amish have some limited immunity from state and federal laws, which is interesting. Wow. Now, I had watched the show that was where the Amish get this opportunity when they're like 18-ish to have like a year of kind of dipping their toes in the English world. They'll often drink and smoke and have sex. Then they have to decide if they're going to go to the English world, like is the worldly world, or if they're going to go back and commit to the Amish lifestyle for the rest of their life. So that's interesting for sure. But this one guy, the fact that he was divorced, if their rules was that because he was divorced and it wasn't because because he's divorced, not a widow, why would they even allow him in? Like he's there for whatever. This other girl, God, what's her name? Kendra. She is a dancer. Okay. We all know the Amish are very conservative, right? They don't wear makeup. One girl shows up she's from Houston. I'm like, girl, don't be embarrassing me like that. The girl from Houston shows up with false eyelashes, not even good ones, and fake nails. And then she's like being all bitchy about it to them. Like, I've already given up so much. I'm not going to give away my eyelashes and my nails. I'm like, girl, they're going to fall off. Do you think you're going to the nail salon here? Do you think you're going to get your eyelashes redone like all the time? Like, it's crazy. Wait, okay. Diamond Cutter says we have Mennonites. I've heard of that too. So that's a little different. We have Mennonites here, which are kind of a branch of the Amish. They have Sabbath on Saturday, drive the buggies and horse, and they have more than one wife. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yes, Rumspringa is what that's called, which I like because they are showing us definitions. They're talking in their German language, they're like their native language. It's very interesting. I like learning stuff about that for sure. But it's fascinating that they live, so close to big towns and all that. They kind of hear of things. Even the wife the 46-year-old lady, she brings a pink vibrator. She brings that with her. How much privacy did you think you were going to have here? That is like, you've been dressing as an Amish woman for 10 years. Didn't you not know that they weren't going to be okay with that? But the wife, who looks to be, I don't know, 40, 45. I don't know. They start young. They've adopted 4 kids, but she's like, I've heard of one, but I'd never seen one in real life. I'm like, how are you hearing about this stuff? It's kind of crazy. Anne Marie says, not sure if cope without makeup. I could definitely work there. I could definitely live there and go without the makeup for sure. Diamond Cutter says, I'm on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, but I was raised 3 hours north of here in the middle of Mississippi. We had several families near us. Oh, okay. Oh, Christina says, don't romanticize the Amish. Well, I mean, I don't know that any group can be romanticized, right? I mean, I think everyone has, the possibility of being. Not so good people, right? Anyways, by the way, I got so much crap for mentioning last Monday about Martin Luther King. I don't know a ton about him, but I think we've all heard it's no secret that he didn't have a upstanding marriage. Like he was definitely a cheater. Um, I didn't even talk much about I didn't even say that. I just said I've heard some things and I don't know that I want to know more. Oh my goodness, the hate I got. I'm like, look, I just live in the real world. I'm just saying, yes, he did absolutely great things, but he also did some really not great things. And I'm sure his wife and children would agree with some of those things. Like that's just the stuff that we know that's public. Anyways, I got so much crap for that. So I'm just saying, I don't know that I've romanticized many people because, like I said, after Bill Cosby, I don't trust anybody. Like, seriously. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on to 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Then we'll get into the traitors. For sure. Oh, Diamond Cutter says most of the men look like Abraham Lincoln with the beards. My mom's friend married into the Mennonite religion and she was miserable. She couldn't have kids, so she got stuck with the other kids' wives. Ugh. Let's not be a bigot. What does that mean? Oh my gosh, I don't know what the word bigot means. Oh, really? Don't Start Nothing says, I saw Lisa Rinna's daughter, Amelia Gray, on E! News, and the very apparent amount of plastic surgery at such a young age, 24, is astounding. Her nose, her mouth, her boobs, etc. I didn't even recognize her face. Which one? Is she the daughter that had the very public eating disorder? She's got two daughters that are kind of in the modeling business. So that always made me nervous because it's a business already to be. Wait. What? Jet says, well, didn't you ever hear the private Jackie O audio recording? She hated Martin Luther King for that and called it out to Jack how awful MLK was. Anyways, okay, we're not getting into that because I'm just saying the amount of hatred I got for that, or you can't believe you would talk about him. I'm like, it's public knowledge. Like it's not a secret. And does anyone agree that it wasn't like one little cheaty? It was a lot. Just says a lot about your character. Yes, Lori. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Oh my gosh. Okay. 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. This is probably one of the best seasons, but they all are just big, fat liars. Like that's all they're doing. They're the age gaps. Forrest and Sheena, Forrest's mom, Molly, finally comes in. Finally, I mean, who knows if they've met before? Who knows the lies that TLC is putting us through? Molly goes and meets the dad of Sheena and the aunt of Sheena. No, the sister of Sheena, because the mom is apparently sick, whatever. And they throw out this big spread. Basically, she asked the dad, what are y'all doing? Because Sheena has been telling us for 7 years that y'all, make her give you money and you threaten her to be mean. You threaten to kick her out if she doesn't do that. And then Sheena starts crying. I didn't really understand Sheena's defense other than saying, I will stop lying. The reason I was lying is because I'm bad with money. So I don't understand. And then she didn't want to lose Forrest. I mean, give me a break. Lose Forrest. Where the hell's he going? Like he ain't got other options. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do want to know how Jenny's doing because they haven't really updated us on that. Yeah, she's a veterinarian. Patty says Sheena's a veterinarian. So that tells me, I mean, I don't know about in the Philippines, but in the US, oh my goodness, I have a good friend's child that is trying to get into vet school. Excellent human being, excellent university, excellent all their life. They've wanted to be a veterinarian. They've got all this, skill set for it, volunteer work, everything, and they cannot get into vet school. So I don't know how competitive it is in the Philippines, but Sheena is a vet there. I mean, she probably makes very good money. She's never been married, doesn't have kids. I don't understand. Her dad seems so nice. And all she can say is that she's bad with money. I'm like, so you're not spending the money. It sounds like she gives the money to her parents. I sort of understand, not parents, dad and sister for the, the bed and breakfast they have. She gives them money because she's bad with money, but then they use that when they need to kind of put money back into the bed and breakfast. So kind of like a loan. So then she's like, Forrest is like, oh, so we can get that money. I'm like, bitch, y'all, Forrest, it ain't your money. It is Sheena's money. You had nothing to do with her money. Like, you've been sitting in the US for 7 years while you've been with her. But the dad looked so hurt, and he looked straight at Sheena and was like, did you say this? She's like, yeah, I'm really sorry. I just didn't want to lose Forrest. I'm like, what would you lose Forrest? Yeah, why is she lying though? What does that mean that she's bad with money? Do you think she was giving them the money almost like, here, hold my money for me. That way I don't spend it. And then they turned around and used it as they needed to, but as a loan. And they've got a record of all this, and they always plan to give her that money back. But it just sounds like, Forrest has no nickels to donate to this money that it takes to get her to come over to the US. And then when the sister said, oh, it's always been her life goal to go to the US and to work there, I'm like, so you landed an American, right? Seriously. What does that mean though? Cecile says, we know Sheena is a liar for her convenience. It just seems so, it's like, I think there's some people that just lie for the sake of lying, and it doesn't make sense to anyone. Like, there was no benefit. I don't know what the benefit here was except for sympathy for Forrest, but I don't feel like she needed sympathy. I feel like he would have stayed with her regardless. I guess she just didn't want to admit that she didn't have this money, and she wanted to act like her parents were doing her dirty and all this. It was really, really gross. But the lies don't end there. This Lisa and Daniel, Lisa, if they tell me one more time that she's been only with women for the past 21 years, I'm like, we get it, honey. She is trying to marry a guy that is very religious, very Christian, doesn't believe in vaping, smoking. The uncle says, I heard that lesbianism is rampant in America. And he's like, we don't do that here. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's no lesbians there. Okie dokie, artichoke. But anyways, he's trying to give the blessings. She's super nervous. You can tell she wants to hit her vape so freaking bad. Like, she's just dying. He ends up still giving the blessing, but then tells Daniel, I need you to kind of keep a watch on her. I'm like, oh, you don't even know that he can't even legally marry her because she's still married to a woman. All she admitted to was one time I dabbled in the lady pond, if you will, like Andy Cohen says. I'm like, no, you've been married like multiple times to women and you're still married. Yes. That's all they do is lie. Louise says, how can they afford to bring her over here? She needs a sponsor and they don't have any money. Well, she needs a sponsor. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I don't know how that works because you're talking about Forrest and Sheena coming over to the US. Because he definitely, but he's claiming he's going to get a real job, right? Okay, let's move on to Laura and Birkin. Laura, girl, she needs some self-esteem for darn sure. He lives in Turkey. He's already let her know last time. He's younger than her, quite a bit younger. I don't know if they want a family because I don't know if that's going to happen for Laura. Or if they, I don't even know if they've talked about kids, to be honest with you. But now she found out a week or two ago that he's $50,000 in debt. She still hasn't found out, but his two friends that they met for dinner know that he gambles every single day, and that's what he does for money. And then he also goes to this smoke shop and smokes every single day. They go there and drink some little, I don't know what that was, like a whiskey or something. But he's going there. Everyone knew who he was. He had his own table. They had like people coming up to him and high-fiving him. I'm like, I mm-mm, like, mm-mm. I do not want people to know that. Wait, Honey May, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Honey May. Oh my goodness. She did go. Patty says, isn't she there for a tummy tuck? She did go, and while she was there and had the consultation for the tummy tuck, which I mean, I've been married 25 years. My husband knows what I look like, but that took a lot of courage for her to be that vulnerable with him who she had just met in person, maybe had never seen. I don't know, maybe they do sexting or whatever that's called. I don't know, but that was a lot for her to let him see her. I love that y'all are telling Honey May happy birthday. Y'all are so sweet. Oh my gosh. Chumpets are so, so, so sweet. I love that. Anyways, okay, Rick and Trisha. Again, another big age gap. He's 52 years old. He has adult kids. He has two younger kids that he's full on co-parenting. Trisha is like 27 years. No. Like 25 years old. I forget. She's young, mid-20s, something like that, from Madagascar. She definitely wants her own kids. And she's like, look, if you can't commit that we will eventually have kids, he ain't got the money to have kids. Also, he's like, I'm 52. I mean, even though these celebrities are having kids, he's 52. He's like, I ain't got the money. I don't think he wants to say that he doesn't have the money. Michael Riley came on Friday, Mayboo. He's doing great. Anyways, he didn't come on. He chatted in the comments. I texted him and let him know that people were chatting about him. Jovan and Annalyn, they don't even need to be on the show. They're the ones that already got married, and they've been married. They've been together like 5 or 6 years, and they've been married legally over Zoom, however the hell that worked, for like 3 years, but they had never met in person. I mean, I can't tell you how many times he said on last night's episode, well, maybe I'm not the husband for you. Maybe I'm not the right fit for you. Maybe I'm never going to live up to your standards. I'm like, girl, he is pretty much telling you he's not it for you. Like, I don't even know if they have a plan for her to move over. Like, I don't know whether, I know they want kids. I know she wants kids. Me too. Cecile says, I want to go to Nose B. Who is it? Is that the thing that was by now Madagascar? Oh my God, with the sandbar that they walked across. That was beautiful. And then I'm like, where is Madagascar? Like, how? Wait, what? Louise, where did you hear this? Rick is not his real name, and he's a full-time Uber driver in LA. How do you make enough money to be an Uber driver in LA? It to anywhere? Like, I would think the gas mileage, the tires, all that would be like you wouldn't even make enough money. I don't know. Anyways, okay, let's talk the Traitors, season 4, episode 6. I finally got caught up in it last night. I don't know why they keep talking about this salmon. Like, I love salmon. I don't like raw salmon like some people put out for breakfast, lox and salmon, all that kind of stuff. I want that shit cooked. But every time somebody comes in, they're like, oh, there's salmon. Yay. Like they want to be first in line basically to get there for the salmon. It's kind of funny. So no one chose a shield. Colton is so on to Lisa Rinna as a traitor. He's the only one that's been right. Every time, besides Mama Kelsey, Donna Kelsey, every time they've accused somebody, they've been wrong. Like, he's really the only one that's been on to Lisa as a traitor. And then I think he got Dorinda to agree, because Dorinda was like, she's not really acting like herself. And then Lisa caught on, because I think Colton said that to somebody, Rob or somebody who is a traitor. Oh my God, I died. So I'd never heard of Ron. A chumpet just saw him over the weekend, said he was so funny. I'd never heard of him at all. I have now seen some clips where he's talking about being a traitor. He also either came out as being autistic, or he was recently diagnosed as autistic. I don't know what he said, but I did see some sort of article about that. But it basically said that he was able to kind of see himself in all those situations and realize, that he is autistic. So I don't know if that was before or if he just came out with that. I assume it's smoked salmon, Veronica. I don't know. Oh, wow. Luis's people, he's Ubered, posted it online and showed his picture and his name with this Uber rating. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. He'd be a great Uber driver, I bet, because I can see that he'd be very chatty. I mean, he looks like Mike Tyson. He talks like Mike Tyson. I mean, Um, okay, so Colton goes. What did y'all think when Colton says, I'm about to make a big move? He pulls Lisa in and is like, hey, I want to win this with you. So basically, don't vote for me. Whatever they call that little area that the traitors go into, the y'all will tell me, the little not tourniquet turret. Is that what it's called? Whatever these things are called. So Lisa Rinna is a traitor. Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac is a traitor, and Rob from whatever he is. What is Rob from? Oh, just snakes. What is he from? What is Rob from? I don't even know. Rick had a high Uber rating. I bet he did. A turret, yeah. And Lisa was like, wait, what? Like, why are you? I'm a faithful. I don't know what she has to say, right? Because I don't know about legally, but you can't say, you can't give up that you're a faithful. Like, that's one of the rules of being a traitor, right? So she has to say that. Also, if they vote her out, which is what they want to do. So I think if they would have had more time in the banishment chat, I think they would eventually, because she got some votes, Ron got some votes, Colton got some votes. But at the end of the day, Rob ends up voting for Lisa. And you can just, I mean, she's like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Thank you, Anne Marie, for reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Veronica says, why didn't Lisa point this out at the round table? Oh, he's from Love Island. He's so cute. Anyways, Louise says, I was glad Rob voted for Lisa. So do you think and it made sense. The reasons he said is because everyone knows he's close with Colton. Everyone knows he's close with Ron. He's like, if I would have voted for either one of them, it would have looked so weird. But the fact that he knows she is a traitor and still voted when she had quite a bit of votes, it wasn't like a one-off and Ron had, 8 votes. She was really close to getting kicked off, and so was Colton. But Ron, at the end of the day, I think got 1 or 2 more for it, for sure. Oh my gosh. I have heard that one's better. Maybu says, take a look at the celebrity UK traitors. Who are the celebrities on it? Like, it's so good and funny. It's the first one of our traitors literally laughs when they suggest it's him. It's funny, lighthearted, and they all have fun and get along. Veronica says, I want to know what Dorinda said to Ron. Well, what I remember him saying to make her mad is she basically called him out saying, I've asked about your family. I've asked about whatever. You don't want to have any communication. You're not whatever. It turns out he said, look, I'm really shy, and I'm not like, I'm a comedian, but I'm actually really shy and I don't really talk to people like this. And then he said at the round table last week, something like, I don't have to effing tell you anything about me. And she's like, well, it's kind of the point of the show. Also, they're sitting there with nothing to do all damn day in this, I mean, let's call it a castle, but I heard it's kind of on its last limb. I think somebody said that Reza Farhan has said it was kind of low rent, kind of, needed a bunch of work. And then I saw a picture of like y'all, not even, I mean, it was like a dinky hotel chain. And that's where they put them, like an airport. The hotels near an airport are usually not that great. It's an airport hotel that they put them up in. So they do not sleep. I think MJ was the first one to ruin that with season 2 when she was there, and I listened to it on her podcast with Tommy. She was like, we don't even stay in that. I don't think it's big enough. I don't know why they don't. Like, why wouldn't the castle be? I mean, at the beginning, I get it, it's like 23 people. But if they've got a place big enough for Big Brother, why couldn't they make a castle big enough for the beginnings of the people? And then maybe towards the end, they end up getting their own room. Or do they just demand that they get their own room? I mean, I would want my own room too. But, Big Brother's a reality competition show and they don't get their own. They've had celebrities on. Oh, well, I'm not because housewives or not, that's her job is to get them out. Patrice says, I was surprised that Dorinda started down the Lisa train and didn't protect her. But I mean, she wants to get the traitors out. So if she believes she's a traitor and they literally can't tell someone, you know what I mean? Oh, they do. Cecile says, I think in some of the other countries, they actually stay in the castles. It's just so weird. I just don't know why they don't say it. Why do they act like they're going up the stairs at midnight? Like, oh, I'm going up here to change. I'm like, are your clothes like where's glam at? Is it at do they have glam? Do they not? I don't even know. Oprah's what? Cecile says Lisa didn't protect Oprah's. Oprah's what? Lisa Rinna? Does Lisa? Where the hell did Oprah come on? My typing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ron ends up getting himself banned, as she pretty much said that he was going. He went around and told everybody, like, you're such a great person. I was so glad to meet you. You know, you're nice. You're this, you're that. And then everyone starts looking at each other. And even Tara Lipinski is like, he's not a traitor, y'all. Like, why are we voting him out? And then you had other people saying, yeah, I don't think he's a traitor there either. If that is their point, I think at that point they didn't have enough time. I think they could have very quickly said, it's hard for me knowing who the traitor is. If I were just watching like they are, and I only see a little bit of what they're experiencing, right? I don't see or hear every conversation. But if I didn't know that Lisa was a traitor, I wouldn't know who to vote out either. So it's easy for me to look at it and say, why didn't they just say, we think it's this person that's the traitor? I think they really did think that Ron was the traitor, or that he's the only one that they had any kind of proof for. You know what I mean? I have heard it's really good. Don't Start Nothing says, I agree that the Celebrity UK Traitors is the best of them all. Only one season so far. No reality people, but accomplished actors and other personality. No fights, only fun. Oh, good. And that's on the PK, the Peacock app, the Celebrity UK Traitors one. You can see all of them on there. What else? Lisa. She was pissy on the Traitors too. Basically, Colton is telling her, you know, she's like, you know, I'm more than just a housewife. You know, I've been an actor for 37 years. She says that again on the show, like she did her TikTok. And he's like, this is the Lisa I wanted you to come out. But that's only one part of me. You know, if you want me to act like a housewife, I can do that. But that's only one part of me. And I'm like, why are you so angry that they're calling you a housewife? Like, there's nothing bad about that. Like, that's why you can pay your rent or whatever. Why did I hear that she and Harry Hamlin owe like a bunch of money on their house? I'm like, girl, I hope that is not true, because he bought the house they live in before they even got together, and they've been together like 30 something years. So that house should long be paid off. Like, I get that it's in LA or whatever they're at and it costs a lot of money, but they should have the money. Like, seriously. I don't know. I heard a long time ago that it was, what do you call it, refinanced over and over again, which, I mean, you're only doing that if you ain't got the money for it, right? I guess her Depends diapers wasn't paying. Oh, Jet says this. I know these people, they're not doing it for charity. They're doing it for, and even the lady that got kicked off last week, dang, what was her name? She was basically saying, I need this money. I've got a kid to put through college, which kind of made me sad. I'm like, every time I see celebrity things like Family Feud, or what's that TV show that Jeff Lewis did where he was cooking, you know, they always do it for like charity. They might get a little appearance fee of a little bit of money, but they're mostly there to raise money for charity. That's kind of what they're there for. And yet these people, I think, is it 250,000 they're trying to get? I mean, that's a lot of money, but I don't want to think about celebrities needing money like that. But that's why they're not celebrities, really, right? They're not. Oh, they did refinance it a lot, Jay says. Interesting. Tiffany, that was her name. Thank you. Girl, I was just talking about Kiki and Dorinda. a week or two ago. Louise says, I've heard Dorinda be rude and talk down to co-host Kiki Monique on Radio Andy, so I'm not surprised that Ron said that she was rude. I quit listening to Reality Check because of Dorinda. I mean, when I made a video about this, when it was the Flutter, when it was Jameson, Amy Phillips, and Alyssa, I mean, they were so good. They got along. They are coworkers. They actually want to watch and talk about these shows. I don't feel like Dorinda wants to chat about reality TV. It's just, I don't know what she's doing it for. I will say it again. I feel like Dorinda has something on Andy Cohen or Bravo, or for some reason, they feel like she's a charity case and they give and give to her when I don't feel like she deserves it. I don't feel like she's talented. I didn't think she was great on the podcast or radio show that she had, Make It Nice, whatever. I felt like she talked over people. Everything that people called in for advice, she would bring it back to herself. She really tries to run over Kiki Monique and act like it's her own show. And I'm like, y'all are co-hosting. There's nothing about, all she does is bring up the on pause thing too. May Boo says, Dorinda and the whole on pause thing put me off her. She thinks she's better. Yeah. Anne Marie says, I find her obnoxious. I wish, I know a lot of you, Elizabeth, I'm not a fan of Dorinda. I just wish Kiki Monique would be able to host herself and maybe have guests on, or talk to the producer. I love the concept. The thing is, when Dorinda first got the producer job, what was his name? She didn't like the producer that she was with. She didn't think that he talked enough on camera or on radio, whatever. And I think she got him replaced. I feel like it was Adam, the guy that was on with Andy and John, but then he went to HR for a job. I don't know. Yes, I think so too. Cecile says it's very expensive to live in Hollywood, a lot of fakes and also a lot of housewife fakes. I'm definitely deciding that a lot of these housewives have way less money than they try to act like they do. Yes. Bridget says Kiki is terrific. Dump damn Dorinda. DDD. Producer was Adam. Okay, yeah. Anyways. Okay, does anyone want to come on with a question or comment? We've got a few extra minutes. Any TV shows we're not chatting about that y'all are so into? It kind of has to be reality for me. I did watch a Dateline last night. So I had been off of true crime for months because I think right this summer, when the floods happened in Texas and all those teens and young people were killed in the floods at that campground, it just like, and then all this political stuff started happening and everything, and it hasn't stopped, and it just keeps, avalanching. I just couldn't watch all that negative, but I did yesterday just try to watch one of the Datelines, and it was actually good. But for a while, I was just like, oh, the world is dark enough, really. Ooh. Okay, convince me that Balin doesn't doesn't take her medicine when she's filming or making TikToks like she did before. And then when she wants to, she takes the medicine. I feel like she's scamming us. I don't like it at all. I just feel like she can take medicine to be more controlled, and she chooses not to for the show. I don't know. Melissa says, I've heard Rachel Zoe's house is a rental. I don't remember where, but I heard it recently. Does anyone... Oh, Honey May says, did anyone have any suggestions for a series for me and my husband to watch? Well, there's so many questions with that because it depends on what y'all like to watch. Yes. Members Only Palm Beach. It's frightening. Yes, I did watch that. I watched all of it. I think it's interesting. Members Only. My husband likes Landman. Lately he watches a lot of he loves history and stuff like that. We love documentaries together. We love comedy shows, comedy things on Netflix together. We're watching Traitors. We're both watching Traitors together. this season. We watched Big Brother together. See, that's the beauty of everything. You can watch old stuff. You can watch like kids these days, they don't watch anything new that comes on. They watch, things from 6 years ago that people didn't watch. It's crazy. Melissa said, I hated the Palm Beach after the first episode, but then I was hooked. It's mindless fun. It's just, and their TikToks come up on my thing, the Maria girl and the other girl. I'm just like, yeah, it's crazy. Hi, Looney. What you doing, Looney? Oh, she's so sweet. That was live. Is he the one that scaled the skyscraper without any? That's crazy with the weather and everything. Wow. Louise says she watched a little bit of the live skyscraper climber on Netflix. That scared me too much. I don't love the pit. Everyone said it was so realistic and it's the most real. I watched one episode and I was like, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. They wouldn't talk like that. That wouldn't. I know. I'm such a loser. When my kids watch TV with me, they're like, Mom, it's escape from reality. I'm like, nope. I did finish His and Hers. Thought it was dumb. I know. I liked Owning Manhattan. I like that. Wait. Did I finish Owning Manhattan season 2 yet? Did I get sidetracked and forget? I feel like I didn't finish it. Wait a minute. I don't know that I finished season 2. Oh my gosh. Now I'm curious if I did or not. I really can't remember. What's very 80s? The Pit? It's strange behavior in the surgery. OMG. I can't think of what it was, but it's just okay, like His and Hers. From episode 1, I told my husband, why is it torrentially raining every single scene? Like that bothers me. It didn't bother him one bit. He finished His and Hers and never told me about the rain. He just told me I thought I had it all figured out, and then the ending is wild. I thought the ending was so dumb. Like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I want to, but if it's the one that's I usually don't end up watching the single life because there's just so many of the 90 Day Fiancés. Like it's insane. What comes on tonight? Tonight is Monday. Ooh, the tell-all of 90 Day Fiancé. The Other Way is on tonight. Oh my God. And I think it's the first time they showed them like getting glammed up. They've shown it before. I don't know. Some of them looked better before the glam. Like they showed Jenny and she looked better before the glam. Like they didn't do a good job on her makeup. It was not great. Anyways. Yes, the tell-alls tonight. Oh, I cannot wait. We'll definitely chat about it. And then what's on Tuesday nights that we'll chat about on Wednesday? Oh, I would never. Anne Marie says, if I'm bothered by the rain, don't move. But the thing was, it was in Georgia. I'm like, it's in the fall of 2024. That's where it's set. And they were never really in coats. It gets cold in Georgia. I don't know where that little town was, but it was somewhere near Atlanta. It gets cold in the fall there. My daughter went to college at University of Georgia, but it doesn't torrentially rain every freaking day. And it was raining it was so, so crazy. None of the people at this tell-all, none. Wait, wasn't Manon was there with whatever the husband's name is. I think they were in person. Everyone else, I think, is there with a TV. In other words, none of them are together right now. Like they're not together or, it's just like every single tell-all where they're one person's on a TV. And it didn't used to be that way. The original tell-alls, the people were together and maybe one person would be via satellite. This season, like all of them were there. The Manon, the French people, they're there. But and then she shares that Manon shares that she's trying to be the mayor of her little town in France. I'm like, Yes, Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is the episode part 3 of the reunion. And Andy Cohen claims it's the best one yet. Anyways. Okay, well, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining live. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you comment along and you're subscribed. If you're listening to this as a podcast, make sure to scroll down and find the 5-star rating and review and do that for me. I would very much appreciate that. And I will see you Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Stay warm, stay safe, chumpettes. Bye, y'all.